And you'll note the colours of the namesake character Dale out of the movie Step Brothers. Here we go. Get a Fix has been cleared to run. The light is on and we're set to go. Gates are back, they're off. So the filly missed the kick by a length or so, and Zealously's jumped particularly well, and Zealously's going to take its way to the front. Out by a length or so to Railway Man, Get a Fix, and Dale will settle in fourth. A length and a half to Even Flow into restraint. So improves on the rails. Iceman's firing up last of all. So Zealously makes the running here in the hands of Kieran McAvoy. Up by a length on the favourite Railway Man. A length in to Get a Fix on the rails. A half the outside to Dale. Further back to So Even Flow, and Iceman 2 lengths away last. Travelling a little bit better now as they race inside the 600 metres, and Zealously after the good start leads by 3/4 to Railway Man. Then Get a Fix leaders back on the inside of Dale. So staying on the fence from Even Flow, and Iceman's hooking deep and very wide as they straighten up now, and Zealously shows the way from Railway Man under pressure on the outside. Zealously going well here from Railway Man. Then Get a Fix running into it behind them, coming off hills. So Zealously in front. Here's the danger. Get a Fix coming hard on the outside. Zealously and Get a Fix. Get a Fix is going after Zealously, finishing the better, and despite the pre-race dramas, Get a Fix was too strong, ran down Zealously clearly. So followed the fence to run third. Then came Even Flow. Further back to Dale. Railway Man weakened right out of it, and Iceman was always at the rear of the field. Get a Fix, Jono.
In transit and was able to put them away. Get a Fix was fantastic there on debut. That will have put a smile on the face of John O'Shea, and of course some big names in the ownership as we mentioned. Carl Holt, those famous colours we've got used to. Tom Papley and the boys from the Swans, I'm sure you'll be watching on, very excited. I know they were quick to get an early price. Well, you've ended up drifting to around the $5 mark, so let's hope you didn't lock in the unders. 3 beats the 6, the 7 and the 2. Tell you what, I reckon the third horse has run an absolute bottler there, our Godolphin representative in So. They missed the start by a conservative 2 lengths and have ultimately run into third, beaten a couple. So big run there from So. 1:13.91 the race time, 34.56 the last 6. Brad, well done and good tipping.
Yeah, well, he did a lot pre-race, but he did everything right in the race, didn't he? Which is pretty much where it counts. So just stalked the speed. You could see Nash was pretty confident there turning for home. He still had a lot of horse underneath him. Was just waiting for a gap, and he wore down the winner. So that was maybe the first surprise in the race, was that Zealously jumped so cleanly from what we'd seen from him in his trials. He stuck on gamely at the finish, just found one better on the day, and I agree with your assessment there regarding So. She was the one who showed speed in her trials. She didn't show any today, just fluffed the start, got back and ran home quite nicely. So given she was the lone filly, she might be the one that we can follow next time in maiden grade.
For sure, a couple of excuses there, and not the case for Get a Fix though. Everything went right, and that was a fantastic debut, John.
It was very good, for a young 2-year-old to bullock his way through, and he had plenty to offer. It's just a matter of getting the right run, and so we're very proud of him. It's a good effort, very exciting for a good group of owners, and he's a talented horse. We just need to try and rectify those pre-race manners if he's going to go on and make a real show of himself.
Sky's the limit with him. What's the plan from here?
We've always felt that he will be better suited 1400 to a mile, so it might be incumbent just to give him a little break now and then come back the latter part of the autumn. He's got himself on the board, he's had a good day out, and then see when the races get a little bit longer, that's where we'll probably seem to affect there.
Okay, well done, congratulations. You've got another handy one on your hands.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations to John and Ali. We've seen so many good horses in these colours over the years, and I'm sure Carl and the team will be particularly pleased with that. Geez, there was a roar as they hit the line. He might have been excited pre-race, but they were excited post-race.
Well, I was chatting to Tom before, and we mentioned that he was excited pre-race, but he didn't really do anything wrong. He was just sort of showing off a little bit, I guess is the best way that you could put it. But I'm keen to get Nash's thoughts and see what he made of it. He's very professional in the run, and he looks like a horse who's even got improvement to come, and as John mentioned, I think he will get out over further. So I think we've only just seen the top. We haven't scratched the surface yet with him, I think.
Nash is riding a little bit lighter than we were expecting today, and he gets the win there.
Nash, he looks a really professional type. What do you think of him?
Yeah, I've loved him from the first time I sat on him. He's still learning his caper. He got on a rock hard trackie the other day on the Kenzo, and it's a great experience for him, but he sort of didn't really enjoy the real firm conditions on the day, and it was a little bit concerning, but he come through it really well, and on that occasion, for that reason, sort of knocking around, I just kept a couple of lengths up his sleeve, and today he really exploded the when I needed him.
John mentioned that he'll be even more dynamic over 1400 and upward. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I do. He's got a fair bit of bottom to him. He's also a bit of scoping on the way up. And I think later on when he needs to become a dad, he'll have no problems there either.
Well put. Well done, Nash.
Thank you.
3, 6, 7 and 2. The race time 1:13.91, and I mentioned that last 6 in 34.56. The margins, a very comfortable length in the end, and a big margins between second and third as well. 2 1/4 lengths on that front. 3, 6, 7, 2. But it is the 2-year-old son of Calix that launches his career with an impressive win here at the Midweeks.
Indeed, Benny. Nice performance there by Get a Fix, as you mentioned, by Calix, the Great Britain horse. He was only very lightly raced. He's a son of Kingman Calix, and he only raced on 4 occasions, but he won 3 of them. And he was a Group 2 winner at Royal Ascot. He also won a Group 3 at Ascot as well. And then Mr. Kipchoge is the second most popular runner with Kipchoge, who's been very easy. Now 380, Mr. Kipchoge. So, yeah, he's very popular late, but Miss Chenery will run clear favourite.
Stand by. They're off and racing, and they jumped as one. Mr. Kipchoge, in fact, was the first into stride with Miss Chenery up there. Calanche is going forward now, followed by Impunity. Ocean Kingdom sits out deep on the outside of Far Cross. So they sort the positions out, and Miss Chenery's going to push on with the job here. And Kira McAvoy is going to take the front and take it clearly by 2 lengths on Calanche, who parks on the outside of Mr. Kipchoge. 1.5 lengths into Fakra, and the last 2 now Impunity on the inside of Ocean Kingdom. So after the good start here, Miss Chenery has been able to get the lead pretty cheaply, out by 1.5 lengths on Calanche, and a gap of 2.5 lengths to Mr. Kipchoge, racing on the inside of Fakra. Further back to Ocean Kingdom, who sits up on the outside of Impunity. So they roll down the side, 800 metres to go, and Miss Chenery at a second start, stepping up to the mile, leads out by 1.5 lengths on Calanche. They're followed by Fakra going to a clear third. Mr. Kipchoge relegated to 4th. Ocean Kingdom starting to improve, and Impunity being reined up last of all and staying towards the inside as they straighten up, and Miss Chenery swings in front of Calanche under a vigorous ride. Then Fakra sticking on the outside, 2 lengths away to Miss Kipchoge. It's Miss Chenery at the 200 in front. Mr. Kipchoge starting to lengthen wide out. Mr. Kipchoge draws up on the outside of Miss Chenery, and the pair fight it out. Mr. Kipchoge strong. He's named to run a marathon, and Mr. Kipchoge runs away from the stablemate Miss Chenery, won it by 1.5 lengths. Fakra third, followed by Calanche. A good gap back to Impunity, and Ocean Kingdom was last in.
Oh, the money was spot on. Nash Rawiller goes bang, bang, and Mr. Kipchoge gets the victory on the board. That was a beautiful watch. Just had a lovely sit in transit, was able to smoke the pipe, and then at the 200, peeled out, launched, and was a little bit too strong. Pick of the yard, gets the chockies. Ellie Mosley reminding me with a blunt fist to the face that she's had a success today. And for those who got the $3.60, you'll be pretty happy with your work. $3.60 on the tote, $5.50 in. That was a decent push, wasn't it? Both of the Waller runners have run well. Miss Chenery was game in second, has put a length and a bit on the third horse, that being Farcra, but 4, 6, 1 and 5 across the line, Bradley.
Yeah, $3.30 on the New South Wales tote, so a big plunge landed there. Bookies reeling, so $7 was bet this morning and $3.30 on the tote. Another confident ride from Nash Rawiller, just hooked into the outside, gave him plenty of time to balance up, and unlike his couple of starts in New Zealand, he seemed to do everything right. So have we got a Derby prospect on our hands here? Potentially. Loved his strength through the line, take nothing away from the second horse, just found one better on the day, Miss Chenery, but she's another horse who'll be better again as she gets out over further the leader.
Absolutely. So numbers across the line, 4, 6, 1 and 5. The overall race time, 1:33.56, and the last 600, 34.52. The margins, 1.5 lengths in the end by 1 3/4 lengths. But named after an absolute champion, of course, the marathon superstar, and maybe this horse would be better over a trip as well. Chris, nice acquisition.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good effort. He's a horse that's been given plenty of time in New Zealand, and had a good chat to the trainer over there when we bought the horse, and he said, I'm sad to lose it, but I think he was pretty happy to get the money as well. But yeah, he's got a nice future, and we think he might be a Queensland Derby horse.
Okay, you took the words right out of my mouth. So that's the plan, midwinter this year, target that, and how many runs in between would you envisage?
He'll probably have a short break now, and then just probably build into a Derby, sort of third or fourth up.
Okay, lovely. All right, a nice horse, well done to you. And your second horse has run well too. I mean, put a length and a half on the third selection.
Yeah, I think she might have run into one that was pretty handy, and doing the work out in front, she was probably a little bit vulnerable over the concluding stages. She just had a bit of a look around and probably didn't quite know what to do.
Okay, won't take her too long to get one on the board. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks very much to Chris. And Nash is with Ali again.
Yeah, he certainly is. Nice to have 2 on the board already, Nash, and I think this guy has a real future prospect here as he heads north, perhaps to a Queensland Derby eventually, says Chris.
Yeah, look, Chris is sort of talking along those lines. Don't often hear him saying that, but every now and again he's got one he's got a bit of an opinion of, and when he says something like that, you take notice, because he's really wrong, you know. He's a horse that could measure up to a Derby in Queensland there without any problem in the world.
It looked like he raced a touch green when he was in New Zealand in his last start there at New Plymouth. Did he feel that today?
No, look, he did everything right. I think that's Chris's staff do a wonderful job. They, just seem to turn up race day and get the small things right, and it makes it a lot easier to get the big things right, if you know what I mean. So, look, I think he's made a lot of progression, and there's plenty more to come.
Well done, 2 from 2 already. Keep it going.
Yeah, hope so. Thanks.
Yeah, well done, Nash. So 4, 6, 1 and 5 across the line. The pick of the yard salutes, and the Ali Mosley fans, all 2 of them, are pretty happy with their efforts. 4, 6, 1, 5, 2 races down here on the Kenzo track at Randwick.
Trawilla goes to 47 Metropolitan winners for the season, so he now goes 4 clear from Jason Collett in second, Tyler Schiller and James McDonald back on 36. So and holds more than double of the second most popular runner, which is Centre Stone. And then there's a bit of a gap to the others, with Sonora the third most popular. So this is 4:20 and a big drifter, but still the most popular runner.
Getting very windy out here, and they're off and racing now, and Chartwell jumped well from the outside, not pushed to go on with it though. Sonora under a vigorous ride's going to lead from Glontorn, and Hellfire Express will plonk in third. This allows Chartwell to slip across going into fourth. On the outside is Centre Stone, and the very well backed our Maryanne will settle last of all, about 6 off the lead. So Sonora free striding in the front. Out by 2.5 to Glontor is just shading Hellfire Express. 2 lengths then to Chartwell, a half the inside to Centre Stone, and 2 lengths away to Maryanne last of all. Inside the 1,000 metres, and Sonora starts the run down the side section of the course, charging along by 2 lengths on Glontorn. The Irish horse looking for its first Australian success. Hellfire Express has been a big drifter in the market. Plonks third on the rails, a half the outside Chartwell up in trip for the first time. Then came Centre Stone, racing on the inside of our Maryanne. So about 4.5 lengths covering the field. Sonora under a good grip. Leads coming to the 600 metres by length on Glontorn. 2.5 to the back to Hellfire Express, are being reined up to keep up. Then Chartwell from Centre Stone and our Maryanne. Sonora swings the corner in front by length and a half to Glontorn. Hellfire Express making hard work of it. Looks like Centre Stone's in a better mood today and running on the inside. It's Sonora challenged now by Glontorn. Centre Stone looking for a gap between them. Glontorn hits the lead from Centre Stone. It's Glontorn just in front of Centre Stone, and now Maryanne swapping them wide out. Glonton, our Maryanne. Now Maryanne's come from last, and now Glonton right on the line. Centrestone third, then came Sonora, followed up by Hellfire Express. Well, the market knew there. And last of all was Chartwell.
Didn't they just? The market was rock hard with our Maryanne, $8 into $6 late. Has closed around the $5 mark on the tote. Clary Connors, well, he knows how to pull off a sting, doesn't he? And he's certainly got one there. That's win number 3. It's start number 8 for this daughter of Frankel. She showed her capabilities last prep with an 1850 win and then a 1900 metre win, the second of which was in town there at Canterbury. But that is one hell of a performance from last. The leaders ultimately run into 4th. We'll have to check the breakdown, but I didn't think they were tearing along. That's one hell of a win to pick them all up. The race looked to be in Glonton's company, but ultimately bumped into one a bit too good, and Centrestone improved, albeit into 3rd in the end. So numbers across the line there, Bradley. A nice win, wasn't it, by the 7, ultimately taking it out.
Yeah, wasn't it what? She's a nice staying prospect going forward in the famous Maccabi Diva Silk. So right down the outside, gave them a start and swept home to victory. So you thought there at the finish that she was just going to fall maybe agonisingly short, and we could follow her next time out to 1800 metres and 2000 metres, but she gets there with a powerful surge over the concluding stages. So onwards and upwards for her. The 8 starts now, so yeah, there's still so much upside, and what she did last campaign was all in her first preparation. So certainly curious to see what Clary Connors makes of that victory and see what their plans are going forward.
Yeah, as yet, no sign of Clary. Hopefully he's going to make his way out there. I tell you what, there are some pretty dangerous jobs on track. Being a jockey, you get followed around by an ambulance. A clerk of the course is a difficult job, those who load the horses into the stables. But I think the most dangerous job on course is being a host when you don't give Ali Mosley her plaudits when pick of the yard salutes, because that's the second piece of violence I've copped today. Clary's making his way up. We might make our way to him too, as Jace is already back. Congratulations, mate. Nice first up win.
Yeah, it was. You know, I was first up, and that's her distance a bit further, really. But she's been working well. A couple of trials were okay, and she had her last campaign, which was the first campaign, and I thought it was been so exciting to get her back because I think she's got a big future. So I was very happy for everybody and the people who own the horse. They're great people too.
Well, she showed the signs, didn't she, last preparation? Provincial circuit, then that win at Canterbury, but everything suggests she'll be better over further this prep too.
Well, that's what I said to Jason. Look, I said she'll run a good race. I'm happy with her, but as you know, her best distance has been a bit further, so whatever she does today, good luck, and she'll go better over further.
Fair training effort. They should put you in the Hall of Fame one day.
Thank you.
Well done to Clary, of course, a recent addition to the Hall of Fame. Over to you, Ali.
Yeah, I was just chatting to Jace before, and he mentioned that she was pretty strong heading out to the gate, so she's obviously here in pretty good order.
She was, yeah. She took charge of me and let me know who was boss anyway, so I was pretty neutral, passive out of the gates on her, and it allowed the first half anyway to be nice and relaxed. She got up on her when the pace probably come off down the side there, and just brought out wide, and yeah, she was strong late.
And we can feel this wind too, a bit of a tailwind.
Yeah, was probably one thing I wasn't too concerned about coming out wide. It's fucking use that as a bit of use myself as a sail. Yeah, it's a strong tailwind. It's no doubt going to be adding to the last sort of 600 times. A lot quicker than probably what they should be.
And fly those synonymous colours down the straight. Well done.
Yeah, this is pretty cool to be in these colours. Growing up, that was probably one of my favourite horses, Maccabi. So yeah, thanks.
Well done, Jace.
Congratulations to Jason Collett, and yes, they certainly bring back fantastic memories, don't they? 7, 1, 4 and 3. Overall race time 1:32.63, the last 6 in 35.05. The margins a half head in the end by a long neck, 7, 1, 4 and 3. 3 races down here on the Kenzo.
Sadaki is favourite. And Sideshow now is the last to move in. Drawn wide out. So how Maryanne come from last, enjoying the tailwind up the straight to swamp them and get there on the post in the previous. Racing now, Sideshow taken back from the wide draw and Ravenclaw began hastily. Peruna there, Profound Benefit there, and going forward deep out is Darky and Cathedral Cove just eases back on the outside of Ironton, and Sideshow's been snagged back to last. Peruna gallops to the lead, out by a length now on the well-back Ravenclaw. Profound Benefit plongs third, and then came the favourite Darky, went up one back. Further back to Ironton over racing a bit on the inside of Cathedral Cove and 2 lengths away to Sideshow. Peruna heads them up approaching the corner, a half length now on Ravenclaw. Then Profound Benefit is right up on the still there with blinkers on today, and now Zadarki's let go, inching closer in a 3-wide position. Ironton's coming away from the rails, has plenty of cover around the turn from Cathedral Cove, and Sideshow hooking deeps last of all. Peruna swings in front. The favourite Zadarki went to it quickly. Ravenclaw between them, 2 lengths away then to Ironton. Profound Benefit and Sideshow winding up on the outside. It's Zadarki in front. Ironton's trying to get on terms. Zadarki a half to Ironton, balancing up. It's Zadarki just in front of Ironton. Zadarki and Ironton. Ironton lunges there, all very close this. Ironton making the final lunge at Zadarki, with Sideshow getting up to run third. Followed then by Peruna and Profound Benefit. They beat off Ravenclaw, and a good gap back to Cathedral Cove. Photo finish here.
Yeah, photo finish, and it is agonisingly tight. The 3 and the 5, the 5 and the 3. Ironton was very well supported into $4.80 and may have got the beak down in time. The favourite desperately trying to hold on. Pick of the yard followers desperately hoping it's been nabbed in the final stride. Ironton, which went up double figures, as we have a look at the low angle, has put the beak down in time, and as we see confirmation of that photo, will win by a nose. 5, 3, 2, potentially 10 in for 4th. Mosley's on a heater, and Ironton gets the win. Now, in terms of Ironton, that's a brilliant debut, isn't it, by the 3-year-old son of Lope de Vega. Zach Lloyd in the saddle was drawn nicely and peeled out, as it turns out, at exactly the right time, and just was able to launch late and nab the well-supported Zadarki, who continues to run minor placings, but you wouldn't have thought a maiden victory would be too far away. Team Hawks do it again. Fair sting, that one, Brad.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So the money was spot on once more, and he ran right up to his good looks. He came with a surge. You thought Zadarki was just going to do enough with the benefit of race experience on his side, but he had to settle for another minor placing with the winner. Ironton just too strong that last little bit. Sideshow was a good closer from the back. He should be just about cherry ripe now, third up. Maybe a hard luck story for Profound Benefit. He was just showing up in between runners. So a race that we'll have to watch a few times, but I tell you what, we've seen 4 winners now, and all of them have so much scope going forward.
Absolutely right. Well, that was one hell of a win. Congratulations to you. Geez, there was support there, so you guys must have anticipated a decent run today.
Yeah, look, we've he gives the impression that he's got a bit of ability, but they've always got to turn up on race day and produce, so it was nice to see him do that today.
It was a very patient ride, ridden with cover, peeled out at the right time. Were you confident there with a couple of hundred to go that you could overrun the leader and favourite?
Confidence probably not the right word. I think we were all holding our breaths, but look, nice patient ride by Zach, and he's a horse that we think will get up over a bit further, so he hit the line strong, so he's sure to keep going.
Well done. The team looking forward to a big autumn?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's always an exciting time of year. All the good horses are coming back in, so yeah.
And you guys have got plenty of them. Another nice addition to the stable. Well done.
Thank you.
Ironton breaks through, the 3-year-old son of Lope de Vega. So there's been a bit of patience there, but arrives at the track today and gets that victory on the board. Zach Lloyd with a nice ride, and well done to you, Ali. 3 out of the 4 thus far, and those who snapped up the double figures a couple of days ago would be very pleased with their work.
I would imagine so. He's just a lovely type, and I think with a lot of upside, and Zach will probably say the same thing. What did you make of him, Zach?
Yeah, what a lovely horse. Very professional for a first starter. He'd done everything so nicely, and really knuckled down the last 100 off a pretty slow tempo, so he's done well.
And obviously you'll get out over a trip, but he just seems a really professional type. He did everything right in the yard. Did he give you that feel when you get out to the barriers?
Yeah, most definitely. I seen he was your pick of the yard, so he obviously done everything good. But yeah, jumped actually quite well for him. travelled lovely. As I said, it was a pretty steady tempo, so he's done well to pick up 4 lengths on a nice horse in Zadaki, so very promising going forward.
Does it feel as though that wind's dropped maybe a touch? I say that as it picks up.
Yeah, out there I didn't really feel it, but I had covered majority of the way. Then up in the straight, it's on my backside, so helped me out there, so I'm happy.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Zach. 5, 3, 2 and 10. He backs up another listed winner there on Saturday with a win at the midweeks, going from strength to strength, young Zach Lloyd. 5, 3, 2, 10. Overall race time 1:14.46. The last 600 in 34 flat. And the margin a half head. Judges are on the generous side there, I think. Looked a little tighter, but they know better than me. A half head by a length. 5, 3, 2, 10. 4 races down.
Good on you, Benny. He's a nice horse, isn't he, this fellow? He's an Irish bred. Ironton is his name. He's by Lope de Vega. They paid 200,000 guineas for him at the Tattersalls 2022 October yearling sale. And he's on his way. Start 1, win number 1. 5, 3, 2 and 10 after...
Only a field of 5 running here over the 1,800 metres. And they're all locked and loaded now. So the light is on and we're ready to go. And they're off. And Edmund flopped out of the gates quite nicely on the inside. But Roma Avenue's going to roll up on the outside and take the lead. Roma Avenue dashes 2-3 lengths in front of Edmund. He's trying to get Roma Avenue to switch off and it's firing up in the lead. Several lengths further back to Timpanist on the outside of Oakfield Wallaby and 3 lengths away to Naval Seal. So Roma Avenue is proving very difficult to control. Racing into the southerly wind. That wind might be getting right up its nose. Just keeps throwing the head up in the air, Roma Avenue. It's about 8 lengths in front. Edmund into a clear second, Timpanist to clear third. Then came the drifting horse in the field, Oakfield Wallaby. Is not even going to start favourite. Naval Seal plonks back last of all. So Roma Avenue is a long leader leaving the back. Only a field of 5, but has certainly spiced up the race in the first half. Roma Avenue the best part of 8 lengths in front to Edmund. It's the only one doing the chasing. 2.5 away to the track specialist Timpanist. A gap further back to Oakfield Wallaby. If it's going to make it 5 in a row today, it's got a 12-length deficit to make up at this stage, and 2 lengths away to Naval Seal. They've got 600 metres to go, and Roma Avenue still a long leader. The best part is 6 in front and coasting along at the moment. From Edmund second, then came Timpanist, and Oakfield Wallaby under an aggressive ride now by Collett as they turn. Roma Avenue swings at the 375, 4 lengths in front. 2 Timpanist doing the chasing. Oakfield Wallaby, and right down the outside, Naval Seal certainly got the tailwind behind it. It's Roma Avenue at the furlong in front. Looks like Naval Seal's the only danger, 3 lengths away. Roma Avenue with a long lead from Naval Seal. Roma Avenue kept going down the straight, and Roma Avenue is going to lead all the way from Naval Seal. Oakfield Wallaby dug in at the end for third. Timpanist dropped out into fourth, and Edmund, who was second in the run, chasing the winner, has finished right out the back.
How about the tactics we've seen there? Roma Avenue. Congratulations to Zach Lloyd and Sarah Ryan. We had a chat pre-race and she was optimistic of a big run. I don't know whether she expected they'd be a tearaway leader of that nature, but they've absolutely stolen it. The others, well, you're always looking back in the pack, weren't you? Timpanist was smoking its pipe but couldn't launch late. Naval Seal was the best of the closers, but you were never supremely confident it was going to run down the leader. Roma Avenue's just run through brick walls there, and Zach Lloyd picks up a double. Brad?
Yeah, I don't know if they were by design, that aggressive. He wanted to race fiercely in the middle stages. He pinched to break, and you thought they're turning for home. Well, he's going to have to run out of carrots, won't he? We're looking for something to come out of the pack, and nothing could get there. Oakfield Wallaby never really looked comfortable. Naval Seal gave them a start. He gave his supporters half a shout halfway down the straight, but couldn't reel in the winner. So, to his credit, he just kept on finding the line. No excuses for the rest. Too big, too strong, and too fast today.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how much credit to be giving to Zach Lloyd. I mean, we know that he's done this several times with the Louvois as one that springs to mind, just tear away leaders that he can keep going on. But, well, Sarai might be able to give us a little bit more insight. Roma Avenue kind of has a mind of its own, and I feel as though maybe Zach was just along for the ride the first half.
Yeah, very much so. It just looked like he was not having a bar of it. Mr. Roma, he can be a bit like that at home. He's very opinionated. He's utterly terrified of all the other horses, so clearing out is his favourite thing to do.
Okay, well, if you're terrified of horses, you might as well be terrified at the front of the pack as opposed to the back of the pack. And that was a brilliant effort to keep going.
Yeah, no, he was a strong performance on him. I mean, he's rock hard fit right now, so it was a good win.
Okay, is there any tempering that mood, or do you just throw your hands in the air and say good luck?
The thing with him is the more you fight with him, the harder he fights back, so you just kind of work with him.
Congratulations to you, a fantastic win.
Thank you.
Well done, and what a thrill it was to watch a tearaway leader hold on like that. Ali, Zach picks up a double, and the numbers across the line for those wondering, 2, 7, 3 and 5. So Roma Avenue beats Naval Seal, was a good run, the 3 Oakfield Wallaby, and then the 5 Timpanist in for 4th. Over to you.
As Zach just takes a big breath and gets his breath back, it was just easier to let him roll, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it was. I was halfway thinking, Sarah's going to rip into me here. I tried to work with him the first 2 furlongs, and he wasn't having a bar of it. So after just to let him roll, he's got a big action. He's quite arrogant in his mind, but he's got the ability, and once he puts it together, he's a lovely stayer.
He's just a big, imposing type as well. Did he give you the feel that he was going to go on with the job?
Yeah, when I straightened, I sort of just slapped him up, and he really lengthened, and I was quite surprised by that. And I knew once he gets into that gear, he can sort of run in that gear quite a long way, so I knew he was going to be strong to the line, and yeah, he's done that quite easily in the end, which is a very good effort and very good training effort by Sarah.
Well rated ride, albeit getting your arms pulled out, no doubt.
Yeah, I'll go second option.
Well done, Zach.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Zach. And I reckon that post-race chat is going to be a little bit friendlier now you've saluted in first. 2, 7, 3 and 5. 150.16 the race time, 36.39 the last 600. And the margins, 1 3/4 lengths. So, as Zach said, it was comfortable. The two just having a bit of a hug and a chuckle about how that race played out. The last 6, 36.39, and that margin between second and third, half a length. So 1 3/4 by a half. 2, 7, 3 and 5, Roma Avenue. Zach Lloyd and Sarah Ryan claim race number 5.
Okay, Ben, a double to Zach Lloyd this afternoon. He's had a race-to-race double. He's now in the top 10 jockeys in the state. That takes him to 49 winners in New South Wales for the season, and that is his 31st Metropolitan winner. So top 5 Metro rider, top 10 for the state for Zach Lloyd. And Roma Avenue, that is his 4th win from start number 13. Doing a good job this preparation as well. That's 3 wins from his last 4 starts. And Sarah Ryan has really exploded on the scene the last 12 months.
Moving in, Demitas. Yeah, clear second pick now, Demitas. And Time for Victory is the last to go into the gates. Smart Legend favourite. Just keeps on shortening now. This has been a good go, Smart Legend. And we're ready to run. Racing now. We jump well, Smart Legend to centre field. In fact, looking for the lead. Winchat is right there, showing very good acceleration. Winchat to lead from Smart Legend, and Brimstone will hold leaders back third. They're followed then by Twice as Special, improving on the inside of Demitas. Several lengths further back then to Salute Again has taken a spot down on the inside of Hemsworth. And the victory horses for Victory and Time for Victory are the last two. Winchat getting a bit keen in the lead. He's really galloping along with a lot of gusto here. Winchat by 2 on the favourite Smart Legend. Then Brimstone racing third inside Dematas. 2 after Twice as Special. 2 lengths further back to Hemsworth on the outside of Salute Again. Back second last now is Time for Victory in advance of 4 Victory, but around the corner. And Winchat going along at a strong enough speed. He's got Smart Legend doing all the chasing under a punishing ride. Winchat trying to slip them. Winchat 3 in front. 2 Smart Legend. And now the other fancy in the market, Dematas, gets going. Smart Legend's battling. And Winchat is full of running inside the 150. Look at him go. Winchat's going to lead from go to woe and absolutely space them. Dematas grabbing second in front of Smart Legend. Then Brimstone fourth. Further back to Hemsworth. Twice as Special. Then came 4 Victory as warming up a bit at the end from Salute Again. And Time for Victory was last home.
Wasn't that a dominant win? Winchat never gave anything else a chance there. Jumped, led, kicked, and it was a space job from that point on. Well done to Brad, well done to Ali. If you found that one off the back of their good work, well done to you. Jay Ford gets a win. David Pfeiffer celebrates, and so too the team at Warwick Farm. Career victory number 4, and that was as dominant as you would see. As for the minors, the 3 Dematases run on well into second, but was never ever a match. As you can see from the slow motion low angle, there was Daylight in for second. By the looks of things, Smart Legend in for third, and Brimstone may well run fourth, but Winchat too good.
Yeah, sustained speed, wasn't it, there from Winchat, and he's still doing a few things wrong. So in the first half of the race, he wanted to get his mouth open, he wanted to go a touch too keen. I do think he eventually settled, and you thought at this point, is he going to be picked off late? But Jay Ford cuddled him for as long as possible. He gave a kick, and he smashed them up. So he's building an impressive little record with more to come. Dematas, he stuck to his task okay on the back of a nice ride there to find a position, just stalking the speed. And Smart Legend, I think he just blew out that last little bit, understandably so, given he was 30 weeks between runs on the back of one trial. So don't be too disparaging when it comes to assessing his chances next time out. But only one winner there. It was a one-act affair.
Yep, Jack's here from the Pfeiffer team, and I feel as though last preparation was the making of Winchat. A couple of wins and the confidence was there, but that's a whole different gravy, what we saw today. That was dominant.
Yeah, for sure. Last prep was great. Had a win, 2 wins, sorry, and obviously we know the ability that he does have. We just need him to jump out the gates, and he's done it pretty effortlessly today, so it's good to see. And just big shout out to the team at home, because they do lots of work with him, and big shout out to his owner, Mr. Vieira, who's a good supporter of Dave's, and yeah, couldn't be happier.
Yeah, Bert, he's owned a lot of good horses over the time, and I hope that he was at home watching on with a big smile on his face there. So you get a win with Winchat. You talked about the work that the team did behind the scenes. Just shed a little bit more light on that for us if you can. If you've got a horse that has a few hiccups in the gates, what do you do to get things right?
Well, first off, they sent us back to the trials, but no.
Apart from the compulsory stuff.
Honestly, he's great at home just to ride and do everything with, but it's just the gate manners. Obviously, he just goes back to the trials, and it's up to him whether he wants to jump or not. Obviously, he was in a good mood today, paraded great, and he looked great, so a few butterflies before he jumps, but when he pinged the lids and got a nice easy lead, we always thought he'd be hard to run down, so.
It was all over from there. Well done to you and the team.
Beauty, thanks, mate.
2, 3, 7 and 1 across the line. Jay Ford picks up a win. The last 600 in 33.43, and that overall race time 1:12.47. The margins 4 3/4 lengths. 4 3/4 lengths by a head. The margin between second and third. Ali, well done to you. Your good day continues, and Jay gets a nice win there. I'm sure he felt comfortable a long way out.
I think he would have, and he's building a really nice association with this guy. Jay, you know him well, and in the yard I noticed he was really nice and relaxed. How did he feel behind the barriers?
Yeah, look, he's got that down pat now. His pre-race mannerisms are really good. As you've seen him in the yard, he's quiet as, and even behind the barriers, he's really good. It's just he has a bit of an issue with the barriers sometimes, but we've worked hard with him, and Both Dave and Bert, they've been patient, just taking their time with him, and as you've just seen then, when he gets it right, he's quite talented. So once he was able to get out of the gates cleanly, and he's a nice bold front running, I was a little bit cautious. I felt like he was overdoing it a little bit out in front, but that just shows the form he's in at the moment. He's been working really good. He's trialled up really well. He got the barriers right today, and the result was easy.
Well done, and a shout out to the team at home. They've done a great job too.
100%. Thank you.
Yeah, well done, Jay. Of course, this horse won over 1,400 metres at Rose Hill last preparation, so there's a little bit of room to move off the back of that first up win there over the 1250, and benchmark 72 grade may be a thing of the past with runs like that. 2, 3, 7 and 1. Winchat too good. On top pick from Brad Gray, and the pick of the yard salutes. Anthony?
Great job, the team there on track. Brad's best bet of the day, and gee, if you were loyal and waited to the death, you've been rewarded. $4.80 Winchat paid, $4.80 and $1.70. Demitas at $1.60. Smart Legend $1.30. And, they dominate the market, these two, but are now best back late.
And the market really gravitating to Dylan Gibbons and Zach Lloyd. There's the light, and we're ready to go. Racing now, and jumping okay was Battlefield off the inside, but Infancy jumped with a lot of gusto there, and quickly Bantaki strides up on the outside. Battlefield lobs third, now fourth, with Pins and Needles improving, and Hay Series goes to fifth. They're followed after 2 lengths to Desire. Field Marshall's pulling back in the field. And the well-fancied Now's going right up the inside, quickly improving its position. So it's an easy lead for Infancy, up by half on Bantaki. Then came Battlefield, Pins and Needles. Now Hanau wasn't great out. He's pinching plenty of ground on the inside. Getting underneath Hay Series there, a length and a half Desire. Field Marshall still pulling pretty badly there, back at the rear of the field. So it's Infancy in front, stacked up by Dylan Gibbons to lead from Bantaki. Pins and Needles peels 3 wide. Zach Lloyd's coming even wider now, and Hanau looking to get right to the outside. Enter the straight, Infancy in front from Pins and Needles doing the chasing. Then came Hanau behind them, Bantaki. Desire coming down the outside. Just in front, Infancy here. Hanau's just about on terms, and Desire's hitting the line hard wide out. It's Hanau in front from Desire. Hanau the inside of Desire. Desire going to Hanau. Oh, almost a dead heat here. And now and Desire, I can't split them. Infancy's run third. Then came Battlefield, followed by Bantaki, Hay Series, Field Marshall late from Battlefield, and Pins and Needles.
That is desperately tight, desperately tight. Hanau was in front right up until the line, and then Desires just put the beak down, and was it in time? There's absolute silence here on track, bar me. Everyone else is sitting there just watching the screen thinking, what on earth has won that? So Hanau, which was well fancied, into $2.90. It's trying to hold them off, and then we have the 2 Desire on the outside, and you can see Anna Roper trying to get everything out of Desire on the outside. The low angle can be a little deceptive, so I'm hesitant to go the early crow, but the outside looks as though it's got the beak down in time, and it has. Horse number 2, Desire, sticks the beak down to claim victory at start number 10. That's win number 3. Kieran Maher will rejoice, and the team there at Warwick Farm, they get another win with this Daughter of Pariah. Well, as for Hanau, that was a brave effort. I mean, they've just been nabbed in the final stride, but we've seen the form Frank time and time again, and I'm sure that this guy's going to get another victory soon enough. That's 3 placings in a 5-star career with the 1 win to date, but a second career victory won't be too far off. Brad, a tight one there in the last.
Yeah, Anna Roper gets the timing bang on, just the nostril down right on the line to deny a brave Hanau, the second favourite as it turns out. So it was a peach of a ride there from Zach Lloyd, probably deserved better, but Anna Roper too good, played the stalker, and as I say, got the timing spot on. Infancy found a herself in front. Whether she's most dynamic from in front, I don't know, but she looked to have her chance, and it was a tight go for fourth. It did look like battlefield to the naked eye that did get that verdict if you were playing the first fours. But yep, timing spot on there in the apprentices race.
Nothing wrong with your eye, Bradley. Spot on 2, 5, 6 and 7, the first 4 across the line. But the 2 is the important part if you're part of the Mar team, as Jo is, and she gets her 3rd career victory. A narrow win, but a good win nonetheless.
Very narrow win, but yeah, good to get that win. First apron was good. She's a mare who runs very well fresh, which is why we're trying to space her runs. She doesn't carry much conditioning. She spends a lot of time at Bong Bong Farm, where she actually lives in a paddock, and that's helping her a lot. But yeah, that was very good. She's still finishing, still maturing. Anna rode her well there, and I give a bit of confidence.
Well, just on that, it is a nice chance for us to celebrate our apprentices, and Anna Roper's done a great job, a 3 kilo claim, and she's timed the run to absolute perfection.
Yeah, she has. Couldn't have timed that any better.
It was a good win, no doubt. Well done to you and the team.
Thank you.
All right, so Kieran Maher in the book by himself, but Aussie Joe always good for a chat and gets the win there, 2, 5, 7 and 1. The overall race time 1:14.2 and the last 600 in 33.9. The margin a nose, I think we knew that much, a nose by 1 1/4 between second and third. Those horses being Hanau and Infancy, that was a bit of an improved performance, was up there on speed and gave a good sight today. Ali, unfortunately I early crowed you, but you've had a good day nonetheless, and so too has Anna Roper, completing the day with a win.
She certainly has. Yeah, I wasn't very happy with you. I even said that. I said, you've gone the early crow with me, and I feel like you maybe did it on purpose by the smirk that's on your face over there. So anyway, I'm pleased that Anna ends the day on a winner, and a brilliant ride from her as well. Brilliant ride from Zach Lloyd as well, had it gone the other way. So, but no doubt nice to get a winner there. Anna, time to perfection as well.
Yeah, it was. She's a really nice horse, and she really was fresh early, and she wanted to go forward, but just restrained her and made her come back, and she just settled beautifully through the run and just circled the field. They sort of said she's a big horse and she wants room, but she went super.
And interesting what Jo said, they just space her runs because she comes to hand really quickly, so they just like to keep her lighter work, and she spends a lot of time at the farm. Do you have a nice association with her now?
Yeah, I really like the horse. 5 weeks between runs was perfect. Her first up form is good. I was worried initially just because she was second up, but then I saw 5 weeks between runs and they did the right thing, and it was a great training performance.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Anna. Nice win there with horse number 2, Desire. So numbers in the last 2, 5, 6 and 7. It's been a great day's racing here on the Kensington track. The best bet from Brad Gray saluting with Winchat. Ali's successes have been well documented, and hopefully a few of you have found winners along the way. The winners in the first 2 races, I think, undoubtedly horses to follow. Get a Fix was fantastic for John O'Shea. Nashua Willa starting his day off with a double, and his second of those wins in Mr. Kipchoge was fantastic too, a horse that has already been highlighted by Chris Waller as maybe Queensland Derby bound. So a few from the midweeks that we can follow with a bit of confidence. Thanks to the team, to Brad, Ali and everyone here on track and back at French's Forest. We'll see you next time.
Good on you, Ben. Thank you, Brad, and great job by Ali Mosley as well on the tip. I think Ali tipped us, 3, if not 4 winners. And Brad's best bet of the day also won. So a good day overall by our team on track there at Randwick for a Wednesday, and Desire wins the last. By Pariah, as the name suggests, this 4-year-old mare. She was a $100,000 yearling purchase back in 2021 at the Gold Coast Magic Million sale.